might be missing some of the benefits that Joey comes to
Alright, let me kill the music. Alright, welcome everyone to Tabletop Tuesday. Let me turn the light on because it's a little dark. Alright, let's see what we got here. Proto, hey, here to spread some Smurf love. I'm working, so I'll be lurking. No problem. Thank you, Ein, for the cats and the check-in. We also appreciate that. Alright, so, a couple announcements to get out of the way before we get into the whole shtick of things. Announcement number one. Our sponsor, Foreseeable Future, Shockbite Gaming Servers, link is down below. Thank you, Crazy Shadow, for the Vibration check-in. Oh, you even did the lurk. Thanks, buddy. Their servers start at $2.50 a month. It can go up from there. That's US dollars. Bunch of games. Check them out. It's kind of cool. Announcement number two is we're always trying to help our artists. So if you want to, commission any one of these three, that's more than welcome. Hey, puppy. Hi, puppy. That's our dog Damien for, how many channel points is it? 2,500 channel points. I will pull him on camera.
If he's willing.
If he's willing. Hi.
Lick the daddy.
Hi.
Lick the daddy.
Hi.
Lick the daddy.
I don't think he wants to. He's just sniffing me.
Why don't you lick daddy?
Yep. No, don't put him on my lap. Damn it. This is, of course, my new hat. Yay, hat. And he's getting tangled, Hunt.
You're fine. Your light I think your light got knocked around a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay, though. Alright, everything's fine. Get the new hat. Unfortunately, it's a little small for my headset.
No, Damien.
We're going to modify it later. So, we'll see what happens.
Mine.
Alright, so we are here, Tabletop Tuesday, to talk about tabletop gaming with my partner in crime, CandidGamera.
Hello, hello.
Alright. So, let me do this way. Oh, we need to move that off the side, move this off to the side. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about wizards. And so the first thing we're going to do is play a little video for you for wizards. Because it's a wonderful song explaining all the schools of magic. And it's amusing. So we're going to do that real quick.
Instead, I'm going to quickly summarize each school of magic, and also war magic,
magic,
fuck you,
fuck
and I'm
you.
gonna do it all in
Song!
Evocation elements to burn or shock or freeze your friends. Necromancy spares the dying, or you could just resurrect them. Abjuration keeps you safe and almost makes your armor fair. Divination helps you sense, detect, commune, and talk to bears. Conjuration, portals and make stuff for free. Transmutation, turn things into other things. With enchantment, buff to buff or in between. And delusion, visual tricks to prank the brain with fear and silence. Blur and go
Poor
invisible.
guy.
Pretend you're someone else's dad, disguise mislead, take on their life.
What have I done?
War magic is like tank mage, getting lots of defense, flexing as you cast. And now you know how to...
Get down.
All right, so I wanted to share that because that's fun. So we're going to be discussing the schools of magic because those are the subclasses in D&D
Stop.
for wizard.
Down. Down.
Damien, of course, is being a pain as usual. And we're going to be discussing, if you hadn't been able to guess, wizards, i.e., the eggy nerd heads of D&D, the guys with more books than an average library. All kinds of fun stuff.
The Kings of Arcane Versatility.
Yep, very much the Kings of Arcane Versatility. All right, so we're going to talk about stats first, because stats are about relatively the same in both editions. Wizard, intelligence.
Yeah.
That is your main stat. Hands down, no question, no doubts in my mind there. Why? Because it's your spellcasting stat for one. Two,
Yeah.
wizards get all knowledge skills in Pathfinder, and they are heavily knowledge focused in 5th edition. And knowledge is an intelligence skill.
Yeah, the bard will end up being a little more versatile with knowledges, but yeah, the wizard is up there. The wizard is very good at being a knowledge guy, especially Arcana, which ties into the stuff that they do naturally.
Yeah. Wizard, by the way, first priority in 5th ed is get 20 intelligence. Second priority, find a way to exceed 20 intelligence, which there are exceptionally few ways to do that. It sucks. It's one of those things that, like, I hate the fact that strength has, like, multiple ways to get above 20 strength.
Mm-hmm.
But every other stat has maybe 1 or 2 ways to do it.
Yeah.
At best. Like, I don't know of a wisdom item off the top of my head. In the base game. Like, most DMs just DM it in. And that's kind of a problem.
It is. It's shitty for, especially from someone coming from the previous edition where they were available.
For everyone.
Yeah.
And hell, Pathfinder even does one better. They have items that do multiple stats.
They do.
And they're amazing. Alright. So the second stat is a bit of debate by some people. Alright. In 5th ed, it could be Dex or Con. In Pathfinder, it's Dex, Con, or Wisdom. I've always tended to favor Dex myself. Because you don't need hit points if you don't get hit.
Yeah.
That's kind of the goal.
If you're a spellcaster and you're getting hit, somebody isn't doing their fucking job.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dexterity also, of course, helps with your reflex saves. I believe in Pathfinder, your spell attacks, or even ranged attacks, and use dexterity.
Yeah, touch attacks.
So it will help you hit things better.
Sorry, hon, I was... Yeah. My wife was trying to be cute and I didn't notice it, my peripheral vision. My bad. But yeah, no, so it's needed for basically touch attacks. Which you were saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah, your ranged spell attacks in Pathfinder. Now, of course, in 5e, most of your spell attacks, in fact, all of them just use your intelligence.
Yeah. Which helps.
Yeah.
There is a subclass that kind of needs Dex. And we'll get into that. It's weird, but I don't like the way the class is named. is my big thing, because it makes it sound like a bard class. Which is really bizarre. So there's that. Now, if you pick Dex as your next one, Con should be the next one under that. Because hit points and fortitude saves.
Yeah.
For Pathfinder. For 5e, Constitution saves are everywhere and is a common save, so, and you could always use more HP. The next stat down is Wisdom for both Pathfinder and 5e, because, you know, will saves, wisdom saves, you know, let's not get mentally screwed with. Now, in Pathfinder, you have a little bit more give than you do in 5e, because 5e you only get your proficiency bonus on top of your wisdom modifier.
Right.
Which really doesn't go up much. Where in Pathfinder, the will save goes up a lot.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have Charisma and Strength, which are basically dump stats.
It is nice to have two dump stats.
Yeah. Yeah, Strength is, like, not really great. The common joke is, make the fighter do the lifting.
Yeah.
Make your melee character carry all your books. It's like, why did you hire me for my martial prowess? No, so you can carry all my shit.
No, you're the porter.
Yeah, get fucking to it. So there is that. So that's stats. For races, anything that increases intelligence is always a good thing. Anything that helps with a little bit of dex is not a bad thing. If you have something that helps with con, that could be kind of neat too. Elf is usually a really good choice for wizard in both editions. I mean, the penalty to Constitution hurts in Pathfinder, but that +2 bonus to spell penetration for Elf is really nice.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, like, it's one of the reasons why I usually would choose Elf over Human for Wizard. It's really hard for me to usually pick human, like something above Human. It has to have something really good for it.
Right.
Or I have to have an RP reason. But if I'm going for just straight number crunching bullshit, I tend to pick Human, because Human has a lot of really good shit.
Like Human, you can, take that extra feat and stuff and direct it in a lot of different directions. So that is nice. But if Elf strengths kind of line up to what you wanted to do anyway, then yeah, Elf's going to be great.
Well, here's the thing. In Pathfinder, that +2 bonus to spell resistance stacks with spell penetration and greater spell penetration.
Yeah, I know.
So, I know you know. I'm stating this for the viewers.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. But
like,
the point is that, that the Human instead starts with a feat so they could get greater spell penetration. But yes, the bonus does stack. So end game, the Elf is going to have better spell penetration.
yeah, not to mention, let me see what Elf has for Wizard. I forget off the top of my head. Select one arcane school power first level that you normally take 3 plus your intelligence modifier per day. You get to add half your level to the uses of that arcane school power. That could be really good. That is really good. What is the Humans? Add 1 spell from the wizard's spell list to the spell book. That spell level must be 1 level below the highest level you can cast. That's also good, but not as good as the one for Sorcerer.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is, if you're a good wizard, you're always on the lookout for more spells. Every time you go to town, you're looking like, give me more spells.
Yeah.
Kurosagi cosplay, we love Tabletop Tuesday learning. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love to teach. It's one of the things I enjoy doing. So there is that. So I'd say the Elf has the advantage there, because that bonus uses of their first level school power is kind of neat. If you want to build an item builder, Dwarf is actually really great.
Yeah.
I have Kurosagi says, I have such a shallow knowledge of tabletop, so I'm a big fan of the more in-depth convo. I appreciate that. That's the biggest reason why we do this, is to help spur that conversation. And if you have any questions, by all means, type them in the chat. We'll try to answer them to the best of our ability. Yeah, no, dwarf is, they get 1 item creation feat known by the wizard. Whenever crafting an item using that feat, the amount of progress made in an 8-hour period increases by 200 gold.
Yeah.
Or 50 if you're crafting while venturing. It doesn't reduce the cost of the item, just increases the rate that you craft the item.
Right, and the time sink of item crafting is one of the big things that limits it in Pathfinder, and so yeah, just being able to speed that up is really nice.
And that's every level you take.
Yep.
So that can add up real quick. Now, starting at low levels, you're not going to be able to take... The only thing you're going to be able to take it with is Scribe Scroll.
Yeah.
But at later levels, oh boy, you're going to be rolling in some interesting choices there. Let's see. Gnome gets the same thing that Elf does. Half Elf gets, when casting enchantment spells, add 1/3 of their level to the spell to determine the spell's duration. So they get to divide their level by 3 and get to add that again to the spell's duration.
It can be good.
That can be good. It depends on what you're doing with it. Oh god, we're being raided by Edmont men. It's a raid.
The real Edmonton man.
The real one. Raid time. Yeah, let me get my little dudes. You. If I could type today would be nice. Powered up by raiders. Yo, it's Sergeant Skinbag. We got Sergeant Skinbag. We got Ein, the Overlord. We got so many people from Vibe Nation. Welcome, raiders, to my little tavern. Go ahead and grab yourself some drinks. Sit down, enjoy. We're teaching you all how to become a good wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. Thank you guys so much for all the check-ins. I appreciate that. We're teaching people how to play wizards in both 5th edition D&D and 1st edition Pathfinder. So there is that. While I have something in the background running whenever I get to it. What else is there that's kind of neat, though, before I get too wound up? Hey, Ruby, my friend. I'll be here lurking. I'm playing Minecraft. Hey, man, lurks are accepted. I love lurks. Lurkers are A-okay. Half-orcs are kind of neat if you want to build a battle mage. Because that's every level you take it in, you get a +1 bonus on concentration checks due to taking damage while casting spells.
That is nice.
Yeah. Sorry, it doesn't really talk about. But I only have experience with 5e. If I were to introduce a person to tabletops, would it be easier to get them acclimated to Pathfinder or 5e? In this case, my recommendation is 5e.
Yeah.
5e is easier to understand. It is less options.
Yes.
And it's easier for newer people. Pathfinder has significantly more options, but it's also been around longer. So that's why it has more options. And it's more in-depth. 5e kind of leaves it up to the DM to kind of make a ruling more often than not. It's like we didn't like nail down the rules in 5e, so ergo we kind of want to let you guys kind of make your own ideas. Where Pathfinder's like, we are going to nail down every goddamn rule we can possibly think of in our brains. So it's two different mindsets on how to deal with rule sets, essentially. So there's that. So that's the races, by the way, for Wizard. Now let's talk about some differences on how they play. because there is some differences.
Sure.
All right. For one, in 5e, wizards have something called Arcane Recovery, which allows them to recover spells in the middle of the day on a short rest.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very, very useful. Very interesting. They also get Spell Mastery and Signature Spell as part of the class. So something that normally you would have to take feats for in Pathfinder, you now get it as part of the class in 5e.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been interested in Pathfinder, but all my groups are used to 5e, so I've been curious about playing Path. There's always Pathfinder groups online. It's just a matter of trying to find them. So there's that. If you want to try to convince your groups to play Pathfinder, try one of the adventure paths for Pathfinder. My recommendation is one that for new players and new DMs, Rise of the Rune Lords. It's very well written. It's very balanced. I'd heavily recommend it. I think you would agree with me on that, Gamera.
I've not done a lot of adventure paths, but yeah, I hear consistent good things about Rise of the Rune Lords.
Yeah. So Spell Mastery is it basically allows you to turn one of your lower level spells, but not a cantrip, into equivalent of a cantrip. Sort of.
Yeah.
It also lets you like increase some of the damage of your cantrips though, as well, which is also weird, but hey, it is what it is. The exact ruling is Spell Mastery. Where is it? Oh, I gotta try to find it. Choose a first level spell and a second level spell in your spellbook. You can cast those spells at their lowest level without expending a slot if you have them prepared. If you cast them at a higher level, you must expend a slot as normal. By spending 8 hours a day, you can exchange those spells for different spells of the same level.
Get down.
Do you have any resources that would help getting into it? Look up Pathfinder PRD. I'll type it out. That is literally all of the information for Pathfinder online. I'm going to be playing Stellaris here in a second. I'm just covering some information that I have to read while covering Stellaris. While playing Stellaris. It's too many screens going on at once.
Yeah.
I don't have 3 screens, sadly. I only have 2. But I'll start the game now. My bad, Edmund. I am playing Stellaris, though. Yes.
Your brain go poof.
Yeah, my brain go poof. Love you too.
Sorry, I'm giving you hell.
Yeah, thing I'm looking for. Thanks so much, Ruby. Yeah, no problem. Signature spells. Fucking. Thank you, Squidgy.
What is it with?
Every time.
You're gonna listen to me?
Every time. Alright, I gotta sign shit. Alright. So other fun things that go on. Oh, I need more Unity. So I gotta wait for that. Signature spells, you get to pick 2 mastery of 2 powerful spells with little effort. Choose 2 third level spells. You always have these spells prepared. They don't count as your number of spells prepared. You can cast them each once at 3rd level without spending a spell slot. When you do so, you can't do it again until a short or long rest.
I'm gonna go soak. He's fed, and everything else should be fine.
Yep. So, it's neat. It gives you an extra 2 3rd level spells. So, there is that. And that's the big difference. Then we get the subclasses. Oh boy, the subclasses. Alright. In 5e, you have blade singing. That sounds like a bard class, doesn't it?
Well, it might to the casual observer, but the Blade Singer was one of my favorite class kits back in the day of 2nd edition, so...
I know, but it's just, the name just, you get why I'm like,
Oh yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Blade Singer, which is honestly kind of oddly named because they're really more of a blade dancer.
Yep.
But there is some song element to it, I suppose. But yeah, it's just one of my favorite little bits of elf lore from Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Kev, for the check-in. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Hey, what's up? How's your day, buddy? My day's going okay. Dogs being a little noisy occasionally, but nothing too terrible. The next one is chronourgy magic, which is time manipulation.
Yes.
And that was done. That was created by Matt Mercer.
Of course it was.
And it gives you access to the school of Dunamancy. Would you call this school of magic balanced? Not really.
Yeah, I've not really read it, but I know that Mercer seems to have a fondness for coming up with new class stuff, and it's like, dude, if you're a frustrated game designer, just go do some game design shit. But I don't know how vigorously his stuff gets play tested.
Not very, it seems. For instance, he has one spell in that school of magic that is a 100-foot disc, like, I think it's radius disc, or it might be might be
I hope it's diameter.
Diameter disc. But it's still a large ass disc that
yeah.
That essentially does reverse gravity. And then there's that. There was another one that like Dunamancy. There's one in particular spell that made me go, holy fucking shit. Where is it? That time Ravager. Is it Ravenous Void? I want to say Ravenous Void. Yep, Ravenous Void. It has a range of 1,000 feet because that's balanced. Hey, bud, how you doing? I'm doing okay. We're educating people on wizards as well as playing some Stellaris. It has a range of 1,000 feet. Concentration is up to 1 minute. You create a 20-foot radius sphere of destruction, gravitational destruction that you can see in range. For the spell's duration, the sphere and any space within 100 feet are difficult terrain. Any objects that are inside the sphere are immediately destroyed if not being worn or carried. When the sphere appears at the start of your turn, and it lasts until the spell ends, unsecure objects within 100 feet of the sphere are pulled towards the sphere's center, ending in an unoccupied space close to its center as possible. A creature that starts the turn within 100 feet of the sphere must make a strength saving throw or be pulled straight towards the sphere's center, ending in an occupied space as close to the center as possible. Creature that enters the sphere for the first time or on a turn takes 5d10 force damage and is restrained until it's no longer in the sphere. Oh yeah, Leroy Jenkins, Jesus Christ. If the sphere is in the air, restrained creature hovers inside the sphere. Creature can use his action to make a strength check against the spell save DC, ending the restrained condition, or another creature in the sphere that it can reach. Creature reduces 0 hit points, is immediately annihilated, along with any non-magical items that they're wearing or carrying.
Delightful.
Yeah, it's a little powerful. It's just like, goddamn, dude. Then we got Graviturgy magic, which is also Dunamancy. Because Dunamancy does both gravity and time. Hey, Beast, it's okay. Thanks for the lurk. I appreciate lurks. Lurks are accepted. We like lurks here. So, I would say Chronergy magic and Graviturgy magic, I'm kind of like a little hesitant about ever allowing them in my games ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they are not really well balanced. Hey, shh. You, chill. Come here, buddy. Sorry. Oh, god damn it. Come here. Fine, I'll ignore you. Dog wants my attention, and then he's like immediately like, hi, come here. He tries to run away. Come here.
He might want you to chase him.
No, I don't want to chase him. I can't chase him right now.
I know. But he doesn't understand that because he's a dog.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Andy Chia, for the Smurf check-in. How are you doing, buddy? The next one down is called Order of the Scribes. Awaken your spellbook. Master the central concepts of wizardry magic and allow you to learn spells faster than other wizards and employ them in new and unusual ways. Great. How are you? I'm doing all right. I'm not doing bad, but I'm not doing great. The dog is being a pain today.
Did you?
Hey. Dog. Don't hit my keyboard. I love you too. You are an interesting animal, and I love you. But goddamn, do you like to basically be a pain in my butt? Dog wants love when it wants love. Yeah, I understand this, but at the same time, it's just like, he has horrible timing. Then the other subclasses are Schools of Magic. Abjuration is all about protection. Conjuration is about summoning and teleports, because teleportation is now a conjuration spell.
Yeah.
Divination is kind of neat. They get some really kooky powers. The most potent one, in my opinion, is Potent. Or Portent. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
I would say portent if it's a divination power is more likely.
Yeah, Portent. It allows you to roll 2 or 3 d20s at the beginning of the day, depending on what level you are.
Yeah.
And you can use them to replace any of your rolls. Or any of your enemy's rolls.
Yeah.
Which is stupidly powerful.
Very nice.
You can do some kooky shit with that. Enchantment's really versatile. You got a lot of crazy powers. It's definitely expanded its scope of abilities in 5e. Evocation is just straight up, you're doing damage. That is your shtick. You're there to basically murder shit.
Good old rock. Nothing beats rock.
Yep. Illusion is okay. It's not great. It's not bad. I wouldn't call it amazing in 5e, but it's decent. Necromancy is definitely more interesting because all the heal spells are labeled as necromancy in 5e, which is odd, but we'll work with it. Hey, buddy, what do you want? Yes, I love you too, dog. Okay, dog, what do you do? Can't keep wiggling on my lap there, buddy. Transmutation is kind of cool. If you ever want to be like an alchemist from like Full Metal Alchemist, that's kind of the subclass to go for, because you get a stone that you can use.
Nice.
And you can tell it to go do shit. And every time you cast a transmutation spell, it changes what the stone does.
Anomalous surface variable.
Very cool.
And there's like a little list of things it can do. So there is that. War magic is your combat mage. Where blade singing is kind of like your dodge combat mage, or like you're dodging attacks, you're moving around, you're hitting enemies. War magic is like, I'm gonna put on some big fucking tanky ass armor and I'm gonna whack the shit out of people.
Yep.
That's war magic. For Pathfinder, oh boy, do we have fun schools here. Let's see if we can't find our schools, because every school has sub-schools.
Yeah, I don't know how deep you want to go on that.
I'm not going to read off abilities, I'm just going to go over them basically.
That sounds fair.
Alright, because there's way too many schools to go over. We'd be here for hours.
Yeah.
Alright, so Abjuration. Defensive buffs, some miscellaneous utility spells. Dispel Magic is in here. I wouldn't call Abjuration School very good. Now, the way the schools work, if memory serves, I gotta look back up, because it's different than 5e. 5e, you get one school, it gives you some cool stuff, and then that's it. In Pathfinder, your school, you take one school of magic, and give me a second. I think it's, what is it? Based on that, blah blah blah. Wizard does not select school. Universal is the school. It said you have to select 2 schools as your opposition schools, which means
yes, opposition schools.
Which means when you choose spells from that school, you have to spend an extra spell slot to prepare them, which is costly. All right. Abjuration is not particularly stellar. The biggest things that I found that are actually useful for it is Dispel Magic.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Hi. That's the only spell I've ever really used for Dispel Magic. Or for Abjuration was Dispel Magic.
I mean, there are some good defensive things like Shield is Abjuration, so there are some other winner spells there, but an Abjuration Mage, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I think the Banishment spells might also be.
Yeah, Banishment's in there, and there's a Banishment School.
Yeah, and those can be useful depending on the
party dynamic.
Well, and the content of whatever you're playing. If you're fighting like a lot of extra planar things, then hell yeah, Abjuration, great.
Oh yeah. Give me the ball, dog. He wants me to keep popping this ball. All right, so there is that, but there is a sub-school of magic in Abjuration that's really good, and that's Counterspell School.
System survey.
So basically allows you to get improved counterspell and all kinds of nifty little things you can do. And with that, you can straight up just make sure that the other casters can never cast anything.
Yeah.
Which is damn helpful. Then we get the Conjuration School. Conjuration is an amazing school. Because a lot of their damage spells don't have spell resistance. A lot of their abilities allow you to call allies to the field to literally take hits for you or to do things that normally you can't do.
Yep.
And their first level school power is literally improving the duration of your summons.
Which is great. Combine that with a feat like Augment Summoning.
Yeah, and you're going to town, man. It's going to be amazing. The Creation School's okay. It's not great. It's not bad. I wouldn't call it, like, amazing, but I wouldn't necessarily go say that it's horrible. It's there. Teleportation School is cool.
Yeah, I mean, teleportation is the most fantastic movement ability you can really get, so...
Yeah, and it gives you the ability to teleport a few squares as a swift action. Which is damn helpful.
Yeah, swift actions are not as overloaded as bonus actions are in 5th edition. So things that use your swift action are really nice to have.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Divination School's decent. You got some good spells in there. You got some decent powers. Nothing really to write home about. But if I was going to take the Divination School, I'd go for the Foresight School than just straight Divination. Because the powers are way better. You still keep the Forewarned ability, which is really helpful. It makes it able to act in a surprise round, which is really cool. You lose Diviner's Fortune and Scrying Adept, which are like, okay.
Yeah.
But Foresight gives you the ability to, what is it? I think you get rerolls.
And rerolls are always nice.
Yeah, I think it's a free reroll number of 3 plus your intelligence modifier times per day. And if you're a wizard, your intelligence modifier is going to be stupidly high.
Yep.
Then there's Foretell, which is a +2 luck bonus on all your attacks and saving throws. Which is a luck bonus, which is rare.
Luck bonuses are one of the rarer bonuses, and yeah, for those not familiar with Pathfinder, basically they have different bonus types, and they generally can stack with each other, but not with a bonus of the same type.
Yeah, same name
So-
bonus, yeah.
Yeah, luck bonuses are hard to come by. There's only a few things that grant them, and yeah, that's pretty cool to have.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Scryer School's okay. It's better for an NPC than anything else. Is my shtick on that. Oh, my sweet gods. Yo.
Bork, 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 bork.
Bark, 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 bark. Yes, I know. Bark, bark. This dog, I swear. Buddy. Buddy. Where's your toy? Go get a toy. Bring it back here. I'll throw it. Go get it. Come here. Hey, stop with the biting. Come here, bud. Hi. Hey, I know you want attention. I get it. You have the worst timing ever. Oh, big puppy. It's big puppy time. Deep big puppy. It's a big puppy. Hi. 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 You do not bite my face. No.
Yeah, just you grab the muzzle like that.
Hey, chill out, buddy. It's relaxation time. It's time to take a chill pill. Alright, so we got enchantment.
How to win friends and influence people.
Yeah. Enchantment school is really good. Its controller sub-school is also really good. The manipulator sub-school is kind of poopy. I will say that. That's just my opinion, because I haven't seen the manipulator sub-school used well.
That's fair.
Pretty much everything the manipulator sub-school does, bards do better. In most cases, by a lot. Evocation school is cool. You get the intense spells ability, which is you get to add a bunch of damage to your shit. You get force missile, which is a force effect, so it can affect incorporeal creatures. You don't have to worry about energy resistance. I mean, that's all well and good. Elemental wall is also cool, and that's neat. But it has a sub-school that is by far and away my personal favorite. When it comes to if you want straight up damage. The admixture school.
Ah, yes. Elemental admixture.
Yep, elemental admixture. Lets you change one element of a spell to another. And you get to do that 3 plus your intelligence modifier times per day. And then you get to do it to any spells around you. So if you pumped, like you have an ally that has a bunch of fire resist, you can start changing spells to fire damage so that resist applies. That is really helpful.
Yep.
But the versatile evocation is hands down amazing. Generation school is kind of poopy, but it's not terrible. Like, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's still bad. Illusion school is kind of neat. It has one ability that I like, which is the invisibility field. So, you know, group of your friends suddenly turn invisible. The Phantasm school. Hey, you remember that spell, Phantasmal Killer? I'm waiting for my wife to start screaming from the other room. She hates that spell. It killed her character twice.
Well, that just seems careless.
Construction complete.
Well, the first time was kind of careless, but the second time was just like
Successful.
bad luck.
I'm joking.
Yeah, she had some bad luck there.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
So there is that. But you get to focus a lot on the phantasmal killer shit. The Shadow School's kind of neat. You get some cool stuff from it, but not great. The Necromancy School. I am so disappointed in this school. I feel like a Necromancy School should have given you better ability to control the undead.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't.
That's a shame.
Technological
Because it requires you, the power that the wizard has, requires you to invest in charisma.
Complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, that don't work.
That's not gonna work. It's like, fuck. But there is a good aligned version of the Necromancy School called the Life School, which gives you some healing.
Nice.
Which is weird, but hey, we'll go with it. But then the Necromancy School makes up for it with a undead sub-school. And that is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
It gives you the ability to, when you create undead, it makes them stronger.
Nice.
Yeah. So that is a nifty thing. It's almost like the augment summoning, but for undead.
Right.
And I'm like, that's kind of cool. I could be down with this. Okay, dog, what is it? Hi. Okay. What are you up to?
No good.
Apparently not. Alright, so that takes care of that. Oh, he's licking my pants. Okay. Whatever. This is weird. Weird doggo. The Transmutation School. That's kind of a neat school. I once played a transmutation-focused sorcerer. I was like a combat sorcerer.
Uh-huh.
And I was constantly changing into various things. And that kind of worked out. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. But it was an interesting thing. The Enhancement School's a sub-school. Honestly, Cleric kind of does it better. But the Shape Change School is kind of neat. Because they get an ability called Battle Shaping. It allows you, when you polymorph into a creature, you get some of their abilities.
That is pretty cool.
So, like, for example, if you turn into a Dire Tiger and you get a Gore attack.
Very nice.
So, you can kind of do the Druid's job slightly better than the Druid. Which is a little weird to say.
The druid is going to end up with more feats like natural magic and things that will make them better at it in certain ways. But yeah, you can definitely do a convincing impression of a druid.
Yeah, but the thing is with the Shape Change School, you have more options than the druid does.
It's true.
Because he only has animals and some elementals and a plant.
Yes.
You can turn into straight up fucking dragons.
That's true, but, well, I'm trying to think. With dragons, I think you might still be able to cast mini spells. Dragons are speech capable. So...
You can cast quite a few spells. Let me look up the Shape Change School because I want to make sure I got this right. Battle Shaping. A swift action, you grow a single natural weapon. Lasts for 1 round. On the attack of rolls, you grow a claw, bite, or gore attack. These attacks deal normal damage for a creature your size. At 11th level, you get 2 of them. You may not grow additional limbs or a tail with this ability, and you can use it a number of times, 3 plus your intelligence modifier. So not only are you turning into the critter and getting their abilities, you're now adding shit to it.
Nice.
It's like, surprise. It's a little wild. I want to try Shape Change Wizard one day. and just be like, oh, you don't have any, you don't have any weapons. Da da da. It's like, dude, I don't need weapons.
In the last Pathfinder game I ran, I allowed Matt, our mutual friend, he was playing a druid, and I allowed him, because he was playing a druid who used to be a dragon in a previous life, I let him trade out some of the elemental shape changes for some of the Form of the Dragon spells to kind of channel his previous life.
Oh yeah, that's neat. Then we got the Universalist School. The neat thing I like with Universalist is the Hand of the Apprentice, which essentially turns you into Thor. When you pick a object that is your focus, your link,
yep.
You can summon it to your hand.
Like Mjolnir.
Yeah, like Mjolnir. That's why I liked it. It's like, I'm fucking making it a hammer.
Construction complete.
It's just, it makes me chuckle, just like a hair.
Yeah.
And then, are we doing this again? You got off my lap to get food. Come on. You gonna come back up here? Or are we gonna play this game all night?
He likes this game. Don't give him that choice.
Yo, Ruby, how goes it? Well, apparently my dog wants attention, and he keeps, barking and snapping his mouth. Come on. Are you coming? Hey. Hey, no bite. I can't get a hold of his mouth.
Yeah, sometimes it can be hard.
Hi. You
Another
better not bite
tactic,
me.
Another good tactic is, no bite, and then you disengage from him.
Yeah. You done? No, you don't get my food. For fuck's sake. Gotcha. Hi. How's it going? You gonna come here now? Hi. Oh! You are a loud little shit today. I love you, but you are loud. Mwah. You're a loud puppy. How about you just chill out now? It's chill time. Alright, so then we get the elemental schools. If I'm gonna point out any elements, air is good because once again, you can keep things from flying.
Yeah.
Which is damn helpful. Earth is kind of... Go ahead.
I was going to say, controlling your enemy's mobility. Very nice.
Earth is kind of poopy. Fire is kind of cool if you want to do some damage. Water is not that great. Metal's kind of shitty. Wood is actually surprisingly good, though. If you're going to, use a lot of transmutation spells with it. Which is wild.
Yeah.
And that's the schools of magic for wizard. Yeah. Oh my god, big puppy. Yes. And he likes to basically put his paws on my keyboard. Hi. Okay.
Aw, he wants to be a streamer.
Yeah, apparently. That's my face. That is my face. No. Okay, hi. My ear. His tongue went right in my ear.
Yeah, they do that.
Oh, God. He just wants to play. I understand he wants to play, but my camera doesn't move.
Yeah.
So, ergo, I can't go with him. Hey. Hi. 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 How you doing? Okay. I will say, when you're playing a wizard, there are some things that we're going to point out when we get to the suggestions. And the big thing is books, and we'll get to that here in a moment. So let's talk about traits, because 5e doesn't have traits; they have backgrounds.
Right.
So we'll cover traits, and then we'll do backgrounds, and then jump back for skills.
Okay.
So traits. Reactionary. Getting that +2 initiative is damn helpful, because once again, if you're going first, then you can fireball first.
Yeah, before they have a chance to like split up or anything.
Yep. Hedge Magician is kind of neat. It's a 5% reduction in crafting. Which some people are like, that's not that big of a deal. It's 5%. I'm like, yes, but it adds up a lot.
Yeah.
If you're building a crafting wizard, get that. Like, there are no other traits. Get that one.
I do like Focused Mind for the bonus to combat casting type checks.
Focus Mind is not a bad one. I'm more of a fan of Pragmatic Activator.
Okay.
Because you get to use your intelligence for use magic device instead of charisma.
Yep.
And that's really helpful.
Survey complete.
Then, of course, there's Warrior of Old and Elven Reflexes. Once again, more initiative, and they stack. Because one of them is a racial bonus, and the other one is a trait bonus.
Yes.
Which, that's a +4 to your initiative, and that's not including any feat to give you +4 more initiative. So you can have a +8 initiative on top of your dex mod. It's like, bitch, I'm going first.
You may have thought you were going first, but I'm going first.
Yeah, I'm going first. It's happening. So there is that. Arcane Temper's not a bad one. Resilience not too bad. Death Dodger's not bad. Things of that nature. Oh, excuse me. That one. So those are all pretty good. Now let's talk about 5e backgrounds, because there are a couple that help. And I'll say that right now. Cloister Scholar is really helpful, because that's 2 knowledge skills. You get to pick one. Languages may not be helpful, but hey, extra languages are extra languages. Once again. Sage is also good. You get 2 of the better skills from Wizard. You get 2 languages. Once again, extra languages are always helpful.
Yeah.
And the same with Acolyte. It's a lot of the same thing. The backgrounds that are good for Wizard are ones that give Wizard more skills that they already normally get, but they get them as automatic proficiencies in 2 languages.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's really like, Wizard being able to speak more languages is actually a good idea. And this is going to go into one of my suggestions when you play a Wizard. And I saw a player do this once, and I was like, my god, I need to do this too. When you write your spell book, write it in every language you know.
System survey complete.
Don't write in one, don't write one sentence in one language. No, alternate words and shit. Essentially, write your spell book in code.
Okay.
And the reason why he did this is so that way people wouldn't steal his spells without his permission.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they'd have to burn a comprehend languages if they wanted to.
Yeah.
In addition to the read magic.
Yeah, which
But
is...
Yeah,
that's wild. Oh, I discovered my first toxic world. Oh, joy. So, it's an interesting idea. I wouldn't call it, a need to do, but if you have a bunch of languages, it's worth doing.
Mm-hmm.
Heavily. For feats, for 5e, Meta Magic Adept is really cool. It's great on every spellcaster. Telekinetic is also cool because it gives you something to do with your bonus action that does not eat up a spell slot.
Yeah.
So, there's that. And then, of course, there's Artificer Initiate. If you want to, dabble a little bit into Artificer crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Technological acquisition successful.
So there is that. Other than that, there's not really any feats in 5e I want to mention, but there are some in Pathfinder.
There are lots of them. There are so many.
Yeah. The spell penetration, greater spell penetration, definite worthwhile pickups.
Yeah. Improved initiative is good for everybody, especially if you want to try to get the drop on the enemies before they get a chance to spread out.
Improved familiar is also a good one. Because there are some good improved familiars that do some really fun things. I'm personally a fan of the imp. Because you get an invisible familiar.
That is a nice advantage.
Yeah, it's really hard to beat that. Now you have to be neutral or evil to use him. But he's there.
Right.
There's also, I think, pseudo dragon as well. I think it's invisibility.
I believe you are correct.
So that's the good version that you can have. That's helpful. So lots of really good choices there with improved familiar. Now some people say, "Oh, get eschew materials. It's really helpful. It's really super useful." In Pathfinder, not really.
Pathfinder, you can just get the spell component pouch, and that
Yep.
covers 90% of what SQ materials covers.
Yep, pretty much.
But I still like it
Yeah,
because
it's for the low cost of 5 gold.
well, I still like SQ materials because, you know, when your wizard is arrested and tossed in the town jail and they take his spell component pouch, you don't care.
That's true. It's useful if you're ever going to get in prison. I wouldn't call it the most useless feat, but it's
No.
not one I'd go for. Normally.
No, and I totally get your logic there. I just I do see some use cases for it, and I think isn't there a improved version of it that you can unlock later on? I might be thinking of gosh. Yeah, it might be a third-party thing, or it might be
I
an old
think it's third
3.5
party. I'm
thing.
not seeing it. There's a mythic.
Mythic, that's it.
Yeah.
Of course, most people won't be playing with Mythic, so
Yeah. Mythic is you can cast any spell with a material component up to 10 gold per tier or less, providing that component. If you spend one of your mythic power, use some mythic power, you can increase it up to 50 per tier.
yeah.
So that could be useful if you're doing a mythic game. Mythic games, by the way, we have not talked about yet.
Welcome, traveler.
Okay, welcome Soul Reaper Gaming to the tavern. Grab yourself a mug of ale, pull up a chair, have fun. Don't fireball my tavern. Mythic games are essentially you're like almost near superheroes. What's smurfing on Damien? Hey, what do you want, buddy? What is it? Hi. You're getting your attention now. Dog's getting his pets. Getting scratches and pets and all kinds of stuff. Because he wants the attention.
Yep.
I think he wants something in particular. And if that's the case, I'm going to have to message my wife real quick. Give me a second.
You think he needs to go outside?
Yeah. I think he does.
I mean, if you need to take a quick break.
I don't like to do it right in the middle of stream, but I might have to.
Yeah, that is the burden of dog ownership, my man.
Yeah, I know. I'm checking to see if I can take him. Hey, shh. Buddy, chill. Nope, she's coming. Hon. Yeah, you're out of sight. Alright, thankfully my chair blocked most of that.
You couldn't see anything.
Yep.
Let's see.
Alright, so...
So I'll be rubbed because I'm gonna freeze here in a second.
Yes, I know. So that's feats for wizards. Oh, we haven't covered skills.
No, drop it.
We talked a little bit about the knowledge skills.
Yes. Wizards get all knowledge skills, hands down. The most useful ones are in 5th edition, Arcana and Religion, with History being a good second.
Yeah.
Like, thank you, Bernard. I swear that's my most used sound ever.
Yeah. I mean, of course.
Could have killed that damn facehugger.
Told you to delete it.
How you doing, man? So yeah, Arcana, Religion, good best choices for knowledge. History is a good second. Everything else, Investigation's okay. Like I'd probably pick it up as a wizard.
Yeah.
But that's it for their skills. For Pathfinder, we have way more skills. Way more.
Yes.
All right, we have knowledge. Let's talk about the knowledges first. Arcana, Dungeoneering, Nature, Planes, and Religion. Those 5 skills for knowledges are all useful knowledges. All right? They all cover different sections of the world, but they are all very important. I think you could agree with me on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, Edmund, for the Smurf check-in and for the raid, man. I appreciate that so much. Spellcraft, also damn helpful, because you'll need that to craft items and identify spells and effects. You should have that at max.
Yeah, spellcraft is one of the ones that you max no matter what as a wizard.
Yeah.
Out, pick.
You can't stand in the door, bud.
Swear to God, he's half cat.
I know. I'm off. You have a great one, man. Thanks, man. You have a great one, too.
Call him 'cause he's literally sitting
Damien.
in the doorway.
Come here. Come here. No. Grab him by the collar and pull him in. Okay. What are you? Take him with you. Because he keeps trying to nip me. Which means he wants you.
Come on. Come on. I am not done soaking.
We've had this behavior before with the dog. He starts nipping at me. It means he wants her.
Come on. You're gonna get locked in the bathroom with me then.
Fine.
Come on.
So other fun skills. Knowledge local. It's worth a few ranks. Is it worth a lot of ranks? Not really, but I'd put some ranks into it. Now I'm stuck on a bunch of my computer cables. What do you think?
Knowledge local can be useful, depends on the kind of campaign. If you're running something that's like in a city or a particular region, it gets more valuable. It's pretty low down on my priorities for a wizard unless I'm making a particular kind of wizard.
Yeah. Same thing with knowledge, nobility, and royalty.
Yeah, agreed.
And history. With geography and engineering, like engineering, geography, history, nobility, I tend to put like 1 to 5 ranks in them at most, and just call it a day.
That seems fair.
Because more often than not, when you need to make a check for them, you don't need a high check.
Right. Yeah, you're talking like a DC 15 or a DC 20.
Yeah, so it's not, you don't need to like crazy esoteric knowledge shit. Linguistics is worthless for a wizard. You can always cast tongues. But if you want to save the spell slot, sure, put some ranks in it. Whatever floats your boat if you have the ranks. Fly, I wouldn't worry about the fly skill. The same thing with appraise.
Yeah.
Those are both skills I'm like, why? Okay, sure, why not?
I would leave the fly skill for the druid and the appraise skill for the rogue or bard.
Yeah. It's not something I really would overly care about. For a wizard, for weapons, by the way, a dagger and a light crossbow.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple. And the light crossbow will do you well until you get to like 3rd level spells.
Yeah.
And then at that point you're like, okay. And if you're looking for armor, wizards for the most part don't wear armor. With a few exceptions. In Pathfinder, you can wear the Hamaraki and the Mithril Buckler or the Silken Ceremonial Armor. All of those have a +1 AC and no arcane spell failure.
Yeah.
Which, having a +2 AC may not seem like a big deal, but when your AC is only like 12...
Honestly, you should be casting and preparing mage armor for most of your fights, which is going to be an armor bonus that basically replaces what you get from the Haramaki. And by the time you could get like a magic Haramaki, you should be able to get like bracers of armor.
Yeah. I could agree with that, pretty much. Any of the meta magic rods are good. I'd highly recommend those. Cloak of Resistance, very useful. Headband of Vast Intelligence, definitely pick that up.
Yeah, always want to give a boost to your primary caster stat.
Other than that, then it's just strategy when it comes to wizards. The big thing with wizards is forewarned is forearmed.
Yes.
And it may seem like you are paranoid. Oh my god, he's going crazy in there. Now he's going crazy in the bathroom.
Construction complete.
So as a wizard, you kind of have to be almost near paranoid. Like, basically, like, don't expect your friends to betray you kind of paranoid, but more of like, be almost a doom and gloom guy. Like, expect shit to go sideways kind of guy.
Yeah.
And plan accordingly all the time. It's like, oh, hey, you know, I totally expected this to happen. Why? Because I expected, the world to bend me over and fuck me because of that.
Yeah.
Because that seems about right.
Planetary surface settlement established.
It's like, oh, okay. And it's kind of like, some people are like, that's weird. And it's one of the pieces of advice that Mike gave me when he talked about building wizards. He said basically just assume everything's going to go to shit. And just prepare your spells per day for that. I'm like, okay. I could be down for that.
Construction complete.
Expect the worst, hope for the best.
But plan for the worst either way.
Yeah.
It's like, well, shit. Oh, excuse me while I enjoy some water.
Yep. Gotta stay hydrated.
Oh yeah, stay hydrated. Damn. Another thing with wizards is you got to know how to utilize your group. Wizards are very group dependent. You're going to rely heavily on your melee characters to make sure nobody gets up close to you to mess you up too much. Your skill characters to get into areas that normally you couldn't get into.
Yep.
Because you're in a magical world. People are going to assume magic is going to be used to get to places and to deal with things that people normally couldn't deal with. So, like, if you're dealing with an intelligent villain, they're going to look for someone with, like, say, see invisibility.
Construction complete.
Yep.
And sometimes just plain standard stealth will get the job done.
Yeah.
Situation log adjusted.
Like, never underestimate what your non-magical companions are capable of doing.
Yeah, and if you've got somebody who can see invisible, well, can they see through a wall? Because your rogue can be hiding behind a wall. That's what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Or your rogue can be disguised.
yeah.
He could be walking around as guard and be like, "Yes, sir. Everything's good, sir. Have a nice day, sir. That way, sir." It's like, yeah, it's you gotta let your other classes do what they need to do to get the job done. And there's nothing wrong with that. Why is everybody going over there? Okay, you go that way. Like, everybody wants to go east. Nobody wants to go west. It's a little bizarre.
Anomalous surface variable detected. Special project complete. Technological acquisition
Continue
successful.
there. All right.
Holy shit!
What?
Holy shit!
What?
I forced the Fallen Empire and their scion into a bad peace deal where I got to keep a bunch of systems.
Bitch.
That's right, assholes.
Planetary surface settlement established.
Oh man, that's great. Alright, so we have the box checkmarked off on everyone for present. Oh, shift click to enable the default on all new colonies.
Technological acquisition successful.
Okay, so disable. Okay, cool. I can set which ones are enabled and disabled. Okay, neat. Good to know. Learn something new every day. Let's see. What else is there to talk about with wizards? Because I didn't expect us to get through them that quickly, but they're also at the same time. There's not a lot to go over.
Yeah.
They're not a overly complex class.
No, they have certain things that they do. They specialize in. They do those things better than anybody else. And yeah, that's
So there
that's
is that.
about the size of it.
Well, with an hour left, I'm gonna cover another 5e class then, because I was.
Okay.
We'll do Warlock real quick
Nice.
because that's very wizard-like.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna talk about Warlocks, i.e., hi, would you like to make a deal?
So we talked about a little bit about this offline previously. Pathfinder does have some equivalents that we'll talk about later of some of the Warlock abilities.
Yeah.
And so, like, you've got Warlocks kind of incorporate, as I see it, three different things. You've got your Hexblade type Warlocks, which are kind of magical melee fighters, what some refer to as a Gish build, or actually similar to a Blade Singer in some ways. This is actually similar to the Magus class from Pathfinder.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That is very Magus.
You've got basically a dark patron with a small number of spells and an interesting set of miscellaneous abilities, which is a lot like the Pathfinder Witch class.
I think that's Tome.
Yeah. And then, of course, the most famous thing that people know Warlocks for is Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast, which is sort of similar to your Pathfinder Kineticist.
Yeah. So those are the big main three things. So you have a lot of patrons, and patrons are what determines what kind of warlock you are. So you got Archfey, which is very enchantment wizard-like.
Yes.
But charisma focused, which I feel like is a better feel for me.
Special
Uh,
project complete.
I think the best way to describe how I feel the difference between an Archfey patron and an enchantment wizard is the enchantment wizard is that type of guy who outsmarts you by, outthinking your argument and forcing you to agree to him that way.
Yeah.
Where the Archfey one is just that really personable guy that you just have to love him even as much as you hate him,
Yeah.
or at the very least respect him.
Sure.
So it's like it's definitely that differential there. I heard one story that someone came up with for an Archfey. I kind of like the idea.
Mission successful.
And it is 2 Archfays are having a competition. All right, a pity competition to find the most pathetic being and turn them into a grand hero. And you, as the Warlock, have been selected as one of the champions. It's like, shit. It's like, well, shit.
Yep.
So that's kind of interesting. Then there's the Celestial Patron, which is kind of, you get some healing magic, you get some radiant damage, you get some kind of cool stuff there. I haven't read much on the Fathomless one, so forgive me on that one. I don't know much on that one.
Same here.
So forgive me on that. Then there's the Fiend, which is the stereotypical, you made a deal with the devil.
Procedure initiated.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, you have made the deal with the devil, and you have to pay up on your devil sugar daddy.
Oh, now I've got a hard decision in this game. My buddies want me to subjugate them again, and I'm like, I mean, I did just demonstrate an ability to outlast the Fallen Empire, so I might be able to pull it off.
Are you ready
Plus,
to do it again?
There's a mandatory truce for 10 years, so where will I be in 10 years is the question.
Yep. The next one is Genie, which you have the 4 elemental genie types, and you get to pick that.
Yes.
You also get access to their bottle, and you can, as the Warlock, you can bring you into the bottle, and then later on, as you level up, you can bring your friends into the bottle, which is kind of cool.
Yes. That is kind of cool.
I like the idea. You get like a traveling tent that happens to be a little metal thing. It's like, okay, neat. Then there's the Great Old One, which is Hi Cthulhu.
Answer the call of Cthulhu.
Now, the same person that told me the story of the Archfey, told me an idea for the Great Old One as well, which is you're about to be sacrificed to essentially Cthulhu.
Construction complete.
All right, and a band of adventurers breaks in, kills all the cultists, and saves your life. But from that point on, you and you alone can see Cthulhu standing over the world with his eyes fixed on you.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. Puppy's out here now. The puppy has joined us out here.
Aw. Puppy.
Give me a second. He wants outside. And we have someone on the deck, so give me a minute.
All right.
Say hi to her. He just wants to say hi to you. Okay? I don't understand why he won't be quiet today. What's going on?
I don't know. My head hurts because it echoes in there.
Did the cable get decolored under that?
There's no cable right there.
Okay.
Cable's back there.
Okay.
I'll get him.
Oh, fucking
Oh,
what?
that's your stream. I'll get him.
Christ. I swear this dog is trying to drive us insane. So yeah, the Great Old One's kind of neat. A prime example of the Great Old One is, if you've watched Critical Role, Ford's patron is a Great Old One, even though he's a Hexblade. You can take one patron, like say Hexblade for instance, and still take the flavor of another patron.
Yes.
Because after all, that sword can come from somewhere.
Yeah, of course.
So there is that.
Did you fill his water bowl up when we got home?
Yes.
Technological acquisition
Not
successful.
acting like it. He said he went down to go get water. Now he's coming back up.
I filled up the water bowl. Fill it again then. What did I get? Oh, energy. Okay. Then there's the Hexblade one, which is high multi-class, the Warlock class. Like, okay.
Which means it didn't get filled when we got home.
I thought I did. Christ. Apparently he didn't get water today.
Ooh.
No, I filled the rabbits. That's what. Alright. Then you got Undead and Undying, which are essentially the same damn thing. So there is that.
Construction complete.
You get some Pact magic, which is kind of neat. And then the cantrips. Now, the way Warlocks work is you always cast your spell at the highest spell level. So that's how it works. So you don't have like, oh, I only have this many third level slots. No, it's I have this level of spells, and I have this many spells per day I can cast. And
Well,
that's
this
it.
many spells per short rest.
Yeah. Short rest.
That is the nasty thing about Warlocks. They are always recharging.
Yep. And then you get a Pact boon. Pact boon determines what kind of a boon you get. Pact of the Blade you can take even if you're not a Hexblade. So there is that. There's Pact of the Chain, which you get the Find Familiar spell. Doesn't count against your spells. You can use it as a ritual. You get a little critter. Pact of the Tome gives you a Book of Shadows, Grimoire. You get 3 cantrips from any class's spell list, and they don't have to be from the same list.
Yep.
And that's potent.
Yeah, cantrips are very, very nice in 5th edition.
Technological acquisition successful.
Yep. Then you got Pact of the Talisman, which you get a little object that, gives you something that's kind of neat. That whenever you fail an ability check, you can add D4 to it, which is kind of helpful.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Makes it a lot less annoying when you fail that check by like 1.
It's like, God damn it. And you're like, no, you're fine. This is like... Art 1. I'm just going to label as Art 1 because I cannot spell artillery. I don't know why. I'm never able to spell artillery. Every time I try to, I instantly fail. Alright, so there we go. There's my ships. Defense platforms. You and you. One. Oh. Okay. I just got a message. Who was it from? Oh.
What's wrong?
Mark and Alex are not likely to make it to the game.
Okay.
They don't have gas money.
Okay, that happened.
Yep. That's unfortunate. I mean,
It happens.
yeah.
We don't hold it against them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold it against him. I mean, shit, man. We're all dealing with, you know, kind of shitty,
Budget issues.
yeah, budget issues. And gas prices are freaking insane right now.
Yeah, I think they're starting to ease just a tiny bit nationally, but I haven't seen it locally yet.
Yeah, that might not be as hopeful as we hope. Because OPEC is, holding back barrels.
Anomalous surface very
No, I mean, like, despite the production cut, nationally, prices are falling. They have
Okay.
fallen for the last week and a half.
That's good to know.
But I haven't seen the local gas stations catch up to that trend yet.
That's fair, that's fair. Warlocks. Fun things with the patrons. You right, hon?
I just went after my yarn again. Ooh, wait, my project. Go.
Oh, dog's going after the yarn. If I was going to pick patrons, I think the ones I like, it depends on what kind of a warlock I'm building. Archfey's really good. Fiend can be kind of neat. Genie is really good if you're going Blaster. And Hexblade. Those are the ones for
System
me.
survey complete. Situation log adjusted.
I know you don't have much experience with 5e and Warlocks.
That's true. I do really like the concept of Hexblade, though. It's just...
It's neat.
And Matt is currently running Pact of the Tome.
You stop being a yappy shit. Why are you yapping? Hi. I swear this dog is trying to drive us insane. Here, you want pets? Be quiet. There you go. Yeah, Hexblade, though, I will say, makes one of the
Surface
best
variable detected.
multi-class for Warlock. It's really hard
Planetary
to,
surface settlement established.
God damn. I'm trying to think. My words are not working in my brain.
Yeah.
I hate it when this happens. There are several classes that Hexblade works really well with. Bard is one, very easily. Same with Pact of the Tome. Pact of the Tome can work really well with it.
System survey complete.
So you can do some kooky stuff with Bard on that.
Paladin.
The big combo is Hexblade Paladin.
Yeah.
Because Paladins, all their spellcasting, everything is all tied into Charisma. So if you can make it to where your attacks use Charisma,
Special
you
project
only have to worry about one stat, possibly two, instead
Yeah,
of
that-
three.
It's incredible.
And that helps a lot. So, I mean, it's a good setup. I've built a Paladin Hexblade mix that has gone very well. It can pump out almost, I want to say it's almost 200 damage in a round. The only character I've ever built that's done more damage than that is the Echo Knight Fighter.
Yeah. You've talked about the Echo Knight before.
Yeah, and how busted, broken shit it is.
Uh-huh.
Like, god damn. I don't know. Looks like a mac and cheese box.
Mine.
But if your DM doesn't allow Echo Knight, then your best bet, if you want to maximize damage, if that's your
Technological
thing,
acquisition successful.
Hexblade 5, Paladin,
Stop barking in my ear.
Hexblade 5, Paladin 15, Oath of Vengeance, and then take two-handed fighting style, great weapon fighting style, and then take improved pact weapon as one of your invocations, to where you can make a great sword with your hexblade,
And just wreck face.
because there's going to be very few things that can stand up to your average of 150 damage. You're topping out at 200 and some change, because you're going to be throwing a smite in there, and it's going to hurt. And you get your smites back on a short rest.
Yep, because they're off your spell slots.
Technological
Yep.
acquisition successful.
It's just like, god dang, man, it is going to be brutal and painful for everyone. What else is there that I could say about Warlock that's entertaining, to say the least? Oh, other fun things about Warlock. Let's see. There is a Warlock I have a plan in mind for playing one day with my wife. She is going to be playing a Satyr Bard. You okay, hon?
I hear something I don't like the sound of.
You think you peed?
I'm almost positive. So I just found him. Yeah.
God damn it. She's gonna play Satyr Bard, and I planned on playing a Fiend Pact of the Tome Warlock.
Nice.
And she's the talker of the two of us, and I'm the brooder.
Okay.
Lots of brooding.
All the brooding.
Yep. And I'm gonna be winged tiefling. So that's the idea.
Okay.
You touch my yarn, you die, dog.
Dog.
Anomaly surface variable detected.
He's trying so hard. Like, goddamn, dude.
Planetary surface settlement established.
Um,
System survey complete.
What other fun things should we talk about? You know, we talked about Warlock, because once again, there's not really much to cover. Eldritch Blast is also really good. Some of the invocations, by the way, if you want to go for that route, there's one that increases the range of the Eldritch Blast. You can make it up to the point where you're a fucking railgun cannon for Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
And so you could do crazy shit there.
I mean, Eldritch Blast is just great, and you can take, like, was it Spell Sniper that increases the range?
Yep.
And just be an absolute monster of range damage.
Acquisition successful.
Oh yeah, and make it work, like, so much insanity there. Like, you could do the pain. We already found an L-gate
Situation
cluster.
log
What?
adjusted.
Nani? Oh shite. Okay. So I have an L gate to go capture at some point. Oh
Eight.
no. Research debris, balanced production, proactive. Passive study. Alright. I feel like, yeah, I want to just get rid of all those little dudes, like primitives. on this planet here. Chill out. You have 26 pops. Neat. Well, we'll see what they're like later. Oh, I could probably get... Update them.
System survey complete.
With Warlocks, let's talk about ability scores, because we kind of...
Oh, yeah.
We went over what they can do and what they're about, but we forgot, you know, their ability scores. Charisma is their main stat. It's what they do, that's what they use for spells, what they use for damage. It's all what they're about.
Yep.
Melee dex Warlocks need 14 dexterity to pad their AC. Hexblades use charisma for attack and damage. It still helps to have AC. Con is still hit points, because hit points are always needed.
Yeah, I would say for non-Hexblade Warlocks, Con might be your next most important stat. Maybe Dex, but toss up between the two.
Yeah. Intelligence, some knowledge skills are always helpful. And then, of course, strength and wisdom are pretty much poo-poo. Maybe wisdom for some wisdom saves, but other than that, you're not really using it much.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that helpful. Switch ears. My ears hurting. For skills, deception, intimidation, those are all really helpful.
Technological acquisitions.
And Warlocks do tend to be faces.
Yeah, having charisma as a primary stat, it's nice to make use of that with some skills.
Yep. Now, mind you, just because you have a high charisma doesn't mean you have to be the face character. For instance, if you have a bard in the party, they're probably going to be better at it than you.
Yeah, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with picking up, like, one face skill to be a backup face or to assist other people with their face duties.
Yeah. So, it helps. Would I call it, like, the most needed thing? Not really. Arcana, Investigation, Religion, also useful skills. Useful to have. So there is that. Oh my god, I found a ruined matter decompressor.
Nice.
I want it.
Of course you do.
Mine. I'm trying to figure out where the nearby aliens are, because I found several aliens. Okay, you're going. You're still building shit.
System survey complete.
Alright. I have two different directions I want to expand. It's like, god damn it.
Decisions.
One has the mega structure, the other one has the L gate. So it's like, god damn it, I hate my life.
Yeah. You could probably activate the L gate sooner than you can repair the mega structure, but
Damien, leave it! Not yours!
Yeah, this is true. Very true.
Ship augmentations
For backgrounds, Warlocks have a lot of backgrounds, by the way. That work for them.
No.
Cloister Scholar, Courtier, Faction Agent, Sage, Urban Bounty Hunter, all make good choices. It's really hard to say no to any of those. And I gotta say, out of every class in the game, Warlock has some of the best role-playing options built into the class. Because your patron gives you someone to roleplay with.
yeah, the GM that's running the game I'm in with Matt, where he's playing his Pact of the Tome, he recently got a message in the tome from his patron, just, you know, praising him for demonstrating the potency of the powers that he's been granted in a recent fight, and it was suitably creepy.
Like, that's just a
construction complete.
what is his patron? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I think it's a fiendish one.
Oh, it's a fiend? Okay.
A foreign entity has decrypted.
His backstory is basically he's a tiefling, but he basically is a human who has been transformed into a tiefling by the malign influence of his patron. So I'm pretty sure it's a fiend.
It's fiend. Yeah, that sounds like a fiend. You okay, hon? Okay. I wanted to check if you were okay.
System survey complete.
I need the detox ascension perk. God damn it.
I've never taken it yet, despite all the toxic worlds that I stumble across.
Yeah. That's your plan. Should I help these people?
Oh.
Situation log adjusted.
Okay, where is the death neck?
Anomalous surface
Hey,
variable
I want to stop. Cease, desist. Okay. Alright, so... research project and come back out here and survey that system. And then when you're done, you get to come out here. Alright.
God damn it, Damien!
What now? Oh, he grabbed the arm. Christ, this dog. Like, between the dogs and the kids today, we've had a rough day.
Sounds like it.
It's like, dang. What else is there about Warlocks? Oh, feats. Crossbow expert is kind of cool. Because you could always use a crossbow. So that is always a helpful. Eldritch Adept is cool. Once you hit 20 charisma, most Warlocks have a lot of rooms for feats, but are still straining to get every Eldritch invocation they want. You can only take this once, but one extra invocation can still be powerful.
Yeah.
Hexblade's great weapon master. Yep. Inspiring leader. You're a charisma character. That totally makes sense. Metamagic Adept. Excellent for any spellcaster. That's always true. Spell Sniper. We discussed that earlier. It's pretty much... it removes the need for the Eldritch Spear invocation. And makes your Eldritch Blast more reliable.
Yeah.
So that's helpful.
Construction complete.
Telekinetic.
He's going nuts. I can hear him.
Yeah. Gamera can hear him.
Yeah, I'm literally trying to fix Rose's pants, and he literally jumped up on the couch and
You.
going to my yarn again.
You want to put him in the kennel?
Dude, if I put him in the kennel, he's gonna bark his ever-loving head off, and he won't be able to scream.
You are about to go into the kennel, dog. We are getting tired of your shenanigans. Like, you are zooming around the house like you're on crack.
I understand the zoomies, but there's a difference between zoomies and being a shit.
Yeah, he's being a major shit right now. Telekinetic, also useful, by the way, for Warlocks. And then there's Warcaster.
Yes.
Warcaster is amazing for Warlocks. Now, here's the thing. Only Blade Pact Warlocks need weapons. Only Hexblade should be using them, blah, 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 blah. But here's the funny thing. It just says it has to be a one-handed weapon. You know what else is a one-handed weapon? A whip.
What? Ah, whip it good.
Whip it good, yes. You could have your pact weapon be a damn whip. Go Indiana Jones on their ass.
Absolutely.
I see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Anne's like, I see nothing wrong with that idea.
Keep a hold of him for a minute. I've got to find Rose underwear.
Okay, I got him.
And I don't want him stealing my damn yarn.
Now Warlocks can actually wear armor,
Yes.
which is kind of kooky, but it works. They get leather armor starting out. Studded leather is the best armor that standard Warlocks can wear.
Yes.
But if you're playing a Hexblade, you can wear all the way up to half plate.
Yeah, and I think Matt even took medium armor feat for his Pact of the Tome Warlock, just for the extra protection.
Yep. Now, with Warlock and multi-classing, we discussed Bard. Bard gives you some cool stuff. He gives you Jack of all trades, expertise, and a college, which is really kind of cool. Fighter is really cool, especially if you're a Hexblade Warlock, because that gives you the action surge and multiple attacks. Super helpful. Paladin, we already discussed. It's charisma. You're going to definitely do some pain. Sneak attack only works with weapons, so if you do a rogue with Warlock, Hexblade is kind of cool because you're always armed. You can summon your dagger, which can be your Hexblade, from pretty much the ether.
Yeah.
So someone's like, hey, are you armed? And you look at him and go, nope, I'm not carrying any weapons on me currently. It's like, it's funny how you basically emphasized currently. Hi, buddy. Hi. And then we got the broken one. The broken multiclass. The one that pretty much, if you're a DM, you should not allow.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorcerer. You shouldn't be allowing Warlocks and Sorcerers to be multiclassed. Because if you're doing that, you're doing it for one reason, and primarily one reason only. Coffee lock.
Yes, the coffee lock build.
You don't know about this?
No.
Okay, so you take the sorcerer. I forget what sorcerer build it is, but there's a sorcerer bloodline that makes it so you don't have to sleep. All right, like ever, because you don't suffer exhaustion from not sleeping, but you still have to rest to regain your spells. Then you take Warlock, and you combine it with that sorcerer, and you get all your spells back on a short rest. Then you turn all your spells that you don't cast between short rests into spell points that you only lose on a long rest.
Yep.
And since you never long rest, you keep the spell points forever, and you keep building them up and up and up and up and up. Do you see the problem? It's broken as shit. I want to look up that sorcerer, because I know the name of the sorcerer. I know it exists, but I just cannot remember what the hell it was called. Sorcerer... Lunar Magic Sorcerer. I think that's what it's called. Litter Boons. Waxing Waning. Lunar for Nup. Is it Lunar one? That might be... Okay, stop. I could have sworn there's one that's like, you don't get sleep. Nope, okay. You know what? Let me just look up Coffee Lock.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
Coffee Lock D&D 5e. Oh. It was Aspect of the Moon Eldritch Evocation that never has the long rest. So you need an Aspect of the Moon Eldritch Evocation to do it.
Okay.
But now Xanathar's Guide to Everything fixed it. They put a rule on it that says for every 24 hours sleep you forgo, you have to pass a DC 5 plus 5x Constitution check to suffer a level of exhaustion. X is the number of hours you've stayed awake.
Yeah, I thought I remembered them having done something to patch it.
Yeah, they've done it.
Good.
So apparently Xanathar's Guide to Everything nerfed a lot of OP builds.
It's good.
So that is good that Coffee Lock has been suitably removed. Because that was broken.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still get a shit ton of spell points on a bunch of short rests. Because you can take several in a day. So there is that. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, it's still powerful, just not
Oh. Ow.
end of the game breaking.
Max Dadbot, yo, beautiful man. Gotta go to bed pretty soon. Keep vibing. Catch you later. Good stream. Thanks, man. I appreciate you being here. Of course, we never go over magic items because you never know what the hell magic items your DM is going to give you.
Yep.
Which is kind of the way it works because that's kind of... Fuck, man. You never know. Where is the Eldritch Invocations? Because I'll discuss those real quick.
Sure.
Alright. Agonizing Blast is amazing. It helps so much.
System survey.
It basically adds extra damage to your Eldritch Blast. So, really helpful.
System survey complete.
Armor of Shadows, it's okay. Beast Speech is worthless because especially if you have a Druid or Ranger in the party. Beguiling Influence, if you're the face, helpful. Devil's Sight. Devil's Sight is amazing.
That's the one with like the enhanced dark vision.
Not just enhanced dark vision, but you can also see through darkness.
That's what I mean by
Yeah.
enhanced dark vision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technological acquisition successful.
Yeah, that is an amazing ability. Like, it's straight up like, fuck, man. Eldritch Mind is super cool. So that is helpful. What else? Fiendish Vigor's not bad. Mask of Many Faces is if you're doing a lot of stealth and intrigue in your game, definitely pick this up.
Yeah.
Misty Visions is not terrible. Then we get level 3, Aspect of the Moon. They really nerfed the shit out of it. Because remember they changed that to where you need that Constitution save.
Right.
So that's bad now. It used to be amazing, now it's bad. Book of Ancient Secrets, which is the Ritual Caster feat. Improved Pact Weapon if you're playing a Hexblade, good investment. Investment of the Chain Master, Pact of the Chain. It's really, really good. It becomes like a powerful ally. Rebuke of Talisman, Voice of the Chain Master, so those are okay. Level 5, nothing really stands out. Maybe Maddening Hex or one with Shadows. Oh no, here we go. Sorry. I got reminded of one in this giant-ass list. Thirsting Blade. Because that is nice. Give me a second. I'll read this one, because this one's... of course, I have to... Please buy the Player's Handbook. No, I don't want to. Promptly fuck off. You can attack with your packed weapon twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn.
Yeah.
System survey complete.
So, that's really helpful. Level 7, Ghostly Gaze, the ability to see through walls. That's actually...
That's incredible, yeah.
Yeah. Like, so many people are like, oh, it's not that great. I'm like, dude, that's really good.
Yeah, it is.
Our communications.
Alright, so we found our first empire.
Protocols.
And it's a spiritualist one. And they look like Klingons. They're spiritualists and xenophiles.
Spiritualist xenophile Klingons.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, it's different. We'll go with it. Fuck it. Whatever that is. Jesus Christ. Sculptor of Flesh, by the way, is level 7 invocation. You get once a day free
Construction
polymorph.
complete. A foreign entity
That's
has
not bad.
detected our
Oh yeah,
communications.
it's neat. You get some cool aspects to it. I don't see why it would be a problem. To be brutally honest, it definitely has some advantages to it.
Technological acquisition successful.
Oh, I may not get the mega structure
Nope.
because it's right next to their space, and that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expanding out to hit it as fast as I can, though. Alright, so that covers that. I want you over there. As soon as it's done. Disturbing must be watchful.
Technological acquisition successful.
God damn. Game's giving me so much tech so fast. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not against that, but it's just like a little much. There's nothing at level 9 that really stands out, so I wouldn't worry about it. Level 12, you get Life Drinker for Pact of the Blade.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what does that do? Life Drinker 5e. Whenever you hit a creature with your Pact weapon, it takes extra necrotic damage equal to your Charisma modifier. That's good. Because that should be a minimum of at least +5.
Yeah.
So that's going to hurt. Level 15, you got Shroud of Shadows and Visions of Distant Dreams. Both of them are really cool. And then there's Eldritch Adept Feat. Devil Sight's really cool to take with that. That's the big main one. Other than that, maybe Misty Visions. No, excuse me. Oh, sitting there choking on my lungs. So aside from that, that's really all I can say about Warlocks. If you're going to play one in a group, work with another player. Once again, they have a lot of RP aspects to them. You're definitely going to have to work with your DM to come up with some good back stuff. Because you'll need it. Other than that, would I say they are a weak class? No, I'd say they're actually one of the stronger casting classes. If you just want to do straight up damage.
Yes. They're very, very focused on what they do. Like even more so than like the wizard. The wizard's got a lot of versatility for its role, but the warlock is even more laser focused. No pun intended.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire my laser.
I don't know. Maybe I'll cast an Eldritch Blast.
A foreign entity has decrypted our communication.
Oh, we found Marauders. Oh boy. On the upside, their space doesn't expand much.
I will also say that I think Eldritch Blast is the best damaging cantrip in the game, and the Warlocks are the best people at casting it.
Yeah. The only, I mean, you could technically pick it up with another class,
Yes.
with a particular feat or an item, but
And I have done so in the game that I'm in. My Lore Bard, I picked up some Warlock abilities, and so I got 2 cantrips, and once per day I can cast a first level spell from the Warlock list. And yeah, I took Eldritch Blast because holy shit.
yeah, it's really good. It's hard to beat.
Yep.
But Warlocks definitely do specialize in it heavy.
They importantly get to add their stat bonus to the damage for each of their beams, which is just takes it to a whole nother level compared to what other classes can do with it.
Yeah, and that's important. Alright, with that being said, it's about 9 o'clock, so... Let's see who's on. Back to Twitch. Mute the page. It's one of the few classes in 5e I really want to try. And, you know, Warlock is. I don't have a strong desire to try Artificer. It looks neat, but I've played an Artificer before in 3.5.
Yeah.
I know it works differently in 5e, though, so there's that.
Yeah. I will say that the versions of Artificer I have experience with in 3 and 3.5 have not been balanced.
Yeah, no.
I was in a Pathfinder game that imported the 3.5 Artificer, and it went immediately off the rails. It was so exploitable. I was making millions of gold pieces per day.
Yeah, we had the same problem in our game where we had an Artificer. It was just like, oh, geez, our Artificer is now rich beyond, you know, all get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of ridiculous. So there is that. What else, though? I'm trying to think. I'm waiting for these ads to pass before I can see if this person's going to be playing for a while. Other classes I'd like to try, though, in 5e. I'm doing Fighter right now. I do want to try Paladin. Paladin looks fun.
Yep. I think I did Paladin in a 5e one-shot, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. And I do want to try Druid. Like, give it an earnest try, because, like, I played a Circle of Shepherd for a little while, and I was like, this is okay, but the game fell apart.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't call that a great test for me.
No.
Alright, so... Alright, I know who we're raiding. We're going to raid Andy Uchiha, because he's been in chat recently.
Okay.
And he's playing Final Fantasy XIV. So, if you are a follower, by all means, please use the following message. If you are a subscriber, please use the following message. And make sure you remove the sub-raid message. I'm going to forever give you shit for that.
I mean, I guess you could do that. But I have that power.
Yes, you do, you bastard. Oh, God. Alright, so guys, make sure you're taking care of yourselves mentally and physically. That's important. It is always time for tea in the tavern. And join us tomorrow for Wildcard Wednesday, where we'll be doing the Dragon Age DLC. And we'll see if we finish it, or get through as much as we can of it. Until next time. Alright, so till then, I will see you all tomorrow at 7 Eastern. Toodles.
Toodles.